Skinny spazoid. Known as a Mad Queen, Ravalona was a brutal dictator of Madagascar. Her mad schemes were to keep the kingdom she had inherited and take away the influences of Christianity and European countries like England and France. Like many dictators, however, she was someone who ended up causing more harm than good, as her temperament dissipated into complete madness. Number 10. Odd trust exercises. Discipline under Ravalona was in such a state that she made any person deemed untrustworthy to eat 3 chicken skins, followed by a nut that would make you throw up the 3 chicken skins. When she caught her boyfriend cheating on her, she tried to make him do this. When he refused, she murdered him by putting a spear through his neck. Number 8. The wars that didn't make anybody rich. While the violence in war is something that will tear up humanity no matter what, often there are reasons for going to war, even if they are as arbitrary as getting rich. The wars Ravalona started to keep her dominance in Madagascar were so destructive that looking back on it, it's hard to see how anyone except the royals actually benefited from this, as a large majority of around 25% of Ravalona's own soldiers died either from malaria, from being stationed in harsh territories, or from starvation due to scorched earth policies. Because Ravalona had made so many things controversial in her kingdom, such as Christianity, theft, and witchcraft, she administered the policy of trial by tangina. Tangina was a poison that, when ingested, was supposed to determine guilt or innocence. About 30% of the people who took this thing were killed, and the death totaled to about 3,000 people a year from 1828 to 1861, and was done secretly afterwards as well. The fact that such a brutal punishment could happen for a superficial claim by another person who, could just not like you, is shocking and seems like a way a 4th grader would run a government. Number 6. Mass jailings. Ravalona was infamously wary of Christians, hoping to continue the lineage of her native religions. While she let missionaries in for a while, in 1835 she persecuted Christians harshly, especially her own people who had converted, with mass imprisonments. Number 5. Intentional humiliation. Ravalona did not shy away from the extreme and would torture people in ways that looked humiliating intentionally. She once ordered 15 Christian leaders to dangle by ropes over a rocky ravine. Their ropes were cut, plunging them to their deaths. Number 4. Buffalo hunt that killed 10,000 people. Her eccentric behavior knew no bounds. In 1845, she demanded the court to have a buffalo hunt. 50,000 people were sent to hunt buffalo and build roads on Ravalona's orders. This was a massive disaster, as her requests were so extreme that for 4 months people struggled to meet them and 10,000 people died. 0 buffaloes died. Number 3. Persecution of Christians. Ravalona issued a royal edict that prohibited the practice of Christianity in Madagascar. Many people were put to death, and many others expelled from Madagascar, including British missionaries. Martyrs who did not want to renounce their faith were burned at the stake. Number 2. Sold her people to slavery to boost her economy. Ravalona's economy was not great, but it did not collapse like perhaps the British or French would have wished. This is because she sold her own people into slavery. This is again an example where someone does something to prevent a problem that is much worse than the original problem itself. Selling people into slavery means that right off the bat they will not be living the kind of life that will make them satisfied with their government. Number 1. So strict she almost killed half her people. Ravalona wanted her country to be independent and self-sufficient. While she may have accomplished this to an extent, what happened between all the crazy laws she put in place was that about 50% of her population died. This is such a staggering number that it only makes you wonder if she was really interested in the well-being of the people or of her own privileges as an heir of her lineage.